We just deployed some changes to the user account and registration views that you should be aware of. The look and feel of the sign-in and registration process have changed a little bit, as you'll see in a moment. Also, the user account tab looks different once you're signed in. So, first thing we've done is add this nice little slide effect. And then this view is slightly different than before. But the biggest change is the ability to customize the registration process to gather additional information from your users. We've also added support for MailChimp and Emma email marketing services, so you can allow people to opt in or out of your newsletters. So if we're signed in as an admin, we'll have this customized registration option, and we can gather some additional information. So for example, we could do a text input and ask for a zip code. We could do a toggle and ask essentially a yes/no question, such as and you can make it required or optional. You can do a multiple select, where you can allow users to answer a question with multiple options. So Pinto or F-150. Okay, so, and then finally you can add an email list option where you can actually sync with a third-party account. Whoops, join our newsletter. Tap on settings, and you put in your API credentials for either MailChimp or Emma. And then you configure it to be opt-in or opt-out. Opt-in means the toggle is not selected during registration and the user has to opt in to receiving the emails, or opt-out means the toggle is on by default and the user has to select it to say no. I'll delete that field for now. Now if I save this and I go back, sign out, I'll sign in as a regular user. Let's get my PIN. Okay, the third stage now of registration includes these extras. Name is always required. You notice now that we're collecting name later in the process rather than at the beginning. Some people were entering their email instead of their name. It was confusing some folks. So we moved it back here. And then here are the extras that we've configured. Zip code, our toggle question, and then our multiple select question. Now if I try to answer that, it should say that's required. Try not to answer it, I mean. All right, so I signed in. Now I'm signed in. The other thing to note here is I can edit my answers here even after I've signed in. So you can come back and change your name, change your zip code, all these extras, change your answers. Now I'll sign out one more time. And go back to Customize Registration. One more thing to show you, which is under this tab, the email tab here. If you want to be notified when you have new users come into your system, you can just come over here and put an email address, and when a new user comes into the system, you'll get an email with that user's name and the answers that they gave to these extra questions.